Hello, I heard this story from Lama in Gaza, in Palestine. Once upon a time, there was a tailor who had a wife and a simple son called Aladdin, who had nothing to do but play with his friends in the street. And his father always would say, "My son is good for nothing." And his mother said, "He is young and simple, but he has a good spirit." The tailor died. And Aladdin's mother closed the shop because Aladdin couldn't continue his father's job. And one day, a stranger came to the city. In fact, he was a magician, and he was looking for a magic lamp to make him the most powerful man in the world. And for that, he needed help. He needed somebody to take the lamp and give it to him, somebody with a smart hand. And when he saw Aladdin in the street catching the oranges through the air, up and down, he said to himself, "This aimless, careless boy is a good tool for my aim." And he went to him and said, "Oh, my dear poor boy, I'm your uncle. I came to find you and tell you that I want to make you a trader. Go to China, to India, to all around the world. Leave your old ways. Come with me and make you rich." "Oh, my uncle," said Aladdin, "you read my heart. Give me my dream. I never play with dirty boys in the street. Working in a small tailoring shop is not in my dream." And the next day, they started their journey. They walked and rode and rode and walked through the desert and through the sand until they reached to a well between two mountains. And the magician said some words, and the flat rock covering the well trembled and moved, and the door was open. Aladdin, terrified, tried to escape, but the magician grabbed him and said, "You silly boy, there is nothing to be afraid of. There is a treasure inside the cave. It could be yours. Take this rope and climb down the stairs. When your feet touch the bottom, walk and walk until you reach to a chamber. Whatever you see, don't touch. There is an old and dusty lamp. It's worthless for anybody, but it's valuable for me. Take it and bring it to me. Quick, or the door will be closed again." Aladdin took the rope and climbed down the stairs. When his feet touched the bottom, he walked and walked until he reached to a chamber. He couldn't believe his eyes. The box is full of gold and jewelry inside the chamber. And he attempted to take some, but he remembered that the magician said, "Don't touch anything or you will die." There was an old and dusty lamp beside the wall. He took it and ran back to the well, climbed up the stairs. When he reached the mouth of the well, the magician said, "Give me the lamp." "No, uncle, take my hand first. Give me the lamp first," I said. "No, uncle, I cannot hold this rope anymore. Take my hand first." "You silly boy, you worthless, you deserve to bury in this cave." And he said some words, and the door was closed again. Aladdin was locked inside the cave 3 days and 3 nights without eating or drinking. And he said to himself, "This is my fate, to die here." As he touched and rubbed the lamp to make himself warm, the smoke of the lamp came out of the lamp and said, "Wish for anything you want." Well, If I'm dead and you are a ghost, deliver me from this place. It's so cold and dark to my house. And in twinkle of an eye, the genie took him to the house. And he said everything to his mother. He was not my uncle. He was a trickster. He was a villain. He tried to kill me. Now, in this city lived a king who had a daughter so beautiful called Gulnar. And one day the palace announced, everyone stay at home. Don't look at the Gulnar because she wants to visit the city or he will be punished. But Aladdin, who heard about her beauty, hid himself behind a tree. And when he saw her, she was so beautiful, and he was in love at first sight. At home, Aladdin's mother said, Aladdin, are you ill? You look so pale. You all the time look at the wall. You ask me, mother, I'm telling you, I'm in love. Love? With whom? With the king's daughter. Gulnar. Yes, but she's a princess. And you are a tailor's son. And you, mother, you are a copper's daughter. The king Solomon's mother was a slave. The king has empire, and I have the land. You see, mother, the scales are even. And the next day, the Aladdin's mother went to the king and said, my son wants to marry to your daughter. Your son? Who is your son? Said the king. Aladdin, a tailor's son. Well, for sure he has a good reason for this courtship. Uh, tell your son, if by tomorrow bring 40 boxes full of gold, carried by 40 slaves, followed by 40 soldiers, I will accept his courtship. Of course, he asked something that is impossible for everyone, but not for Aladdin, who had a lamp. He rubbed the lamp, and the genie of the lamp came out and said, wish for anything you want. I wish 40 slaves carrying 40 boxes of gold, followed by 40 soldiers. And the next day, when King saw that 40 slaves carrying 40 boxes of gold, followed by 40 soldiers, he couldn't believe his eyes. And he said to Aladdin, now I accept your courtship. But, you know, my daughter is a princess. She has to live in a palace. Live, make a beautiful palace for her. Of course, he asked something that is impossible for everyone, but not for Aladdin, who had a lamp. He rubbed the lamp, and the genie of the lamp came out and said, wish for anything you want. I wish the most beautiful palace in the world for Gulnar. It took 1 week to finish the palace, decorated by best carpet from Persia, finest silk from China, shining rubies from Egypt, and sweet smelling flowers from Europe. Everyone could see from far and near in the city the golden crown of the palace. And the king said to his daughter, you see how dazzling in the sun. He agreed, they married, and they lived happily ever after. Thank you, Lama, for this story.